check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
How's it going, guys? Electron Man. Well, we got a new project today. This is my Kenwood MC-80 desk mic for my HF rigs. I use it on all my HF rigs. I actually really, I've had it for quite a while, and I just love that the mic has got good sound quality. I know there's probably a lot better out there, but I've had really good luck with it, and of course I got all my rigs wired with different adapters to use this Kenwood. So this is my go-to mic. And anyway, the only problem I have with this Kenwood is that it uses 4 AA batteries, and it doesn't matter how much hard I try, I'll end up leaving the dang thing on, and it just drains 4 AA batteries. And this is constant. I waste batteries all the time, and then when I want to talk on the rig, I have dead batteries, and I got to go hunt up batteries, etc. So anyway, I got to thinking, why don't I just make it AC powered? And then I got to thinking more. Well, I was going to do AC power. Of course, I had to find an AC power adapter that's 6 volts because this uses 1.5. So obviously, you need something around 6 volts to drive it. And so I thought, well, I'll just build me a jack on the back and just make it a plug-in mic. And then I got to thinking, well, it sits next to my computer all the time, and guess what? USB voltage is like 5.2, 5.5. I mean, right around there, so it's right in the voltage range. So I decided that I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to modify this, and I actually went on there on Amazon and bought, I think I got 10 of these, but these are just micro USBs with a circuit board, and I'm just going to figure out a way to mount this inside of this radio to where I can just plug it in. My computer's always set next to it anyway. I'll just use the USB off my computer to power the mic, and we'll solve this whole problem with running batteries dead. And on top of that, you could always use a portable pack if you're out in the field or something, so you wouldn't be limited that way. And it's kind of cool. It has a little 4 volt or 4 package, but it hooks to a 9 volt connector, so that makes it nice so that I don't have to modify the rig. Where actually, let me show you. Factory setup is you got 4 AA's in here, and this pack sets in here like this, and it's got a connector that plugs into this 9 volt deal. Well, I got to thinking, I'll just get me the little micro USB connector and find me a 9 volt and just wire 9 volt backwards so that I can just plug it directly into that one there. So I do nothing, no modification to the stock at all. I don't have to cut any wires or anything. I can just keep this off to the side. In fact, I can keep some fresh 4s on, so if I wanted to do field day, I can unplug it, plug it in, and run the AA. So very unintrusive. Now I got to just figure out a way to mount my. I've already wired it up as far as I had these on hand. I didn't have the micro USBs, but I actually had some 9 volt connectors from another project I had. So I just went ahead and I've already got it soldered on there. So when you plug in the USB cable, you have 5.3, 5.5 volts going to feed this. So now I just need to find a slick way to mount this in here. I was thinking about cutting the metal, but I really hate to do that. And I noticed that on the sides of this thing that it's kind of got some plastic sides on it. So I'm thinking that might be the direction I want to go, is to maybe mount it on the inside lip of this part here. We just want it to be a nice clean area that I don't have to. No, you just about took off on me, didn't you? That I don't have to do too much modification to the case. I'm thinking if I just notch out see if I just notch it out here, maybe I can just lay it in here. I think that might work really good, and just notch that out, and then figure out some way to fasten that down. To probably just do some epoxy glue would probably be the best way. It does have 2 screw holes, but I'd have to find me some small screws to do that. That might be the more secure way to do it, or at least 1 screw. Probably 1 screw would do just fine. Hey, let me do a little, get my trimmer, a little Dremel tool out here, and do a little trimming and see what I come up with. I'll come back here in a second. Okay, guys, here's what I ended up with. As you can see, I took one of my little micro USB-Cs, or it's actually it's little mini USBs, and I went ahead and dremeled out just the edge so that actually I didn't affect the outside edge, just the inside edge lip there, and got it to where it sets flush inside of there like that. And then I just used a small screw. So really the only thing you're going to see externally that's modified is this small screw here, which I bolted down so it's nice and secure. And then on this side here, what I did is I drilled two little slots here, and then I just bent it over so that it gives me the clearance on that side. And that way, if I wanted to, I could bend it back up. And I mean, very little modification to the actual microphone itself. And then we go ahead and slide this in here, and as you can see, it fits in like a glove. So now we have a micro USB powered MC-80. I think I'm gonna like that a whole lot better. Let me go ahead and get her screwed back together. This really was this was an easy modification. It turned out easier than I thought. It kind of all fell together when I realized it had these plastic sides. Makes it much better than me having to drill a hole and try to trim it out and make it fit. That just works perfect. And I actually did it on the same side as the mic cable, so the two cables kind of run together right here. Could even tie wrap or whatever, but yeah, the cool thing now is now, since it says to my computer, I can leave it on all the time, and I don't have to worry about losing you know, $8 worth of batteries every time I forget to turn it off. The older I get, the less I remember to turn that dang thing off too. I'm so tired of replacing double, and I usually buy the good ones, the Duracell Ultras or whatever, and it doesn't matter. In 3 or 4 days they're gone if you leave it on, which I don't know why it drains so much, but I guess it's got current in there obviously. But anyway, let me go ahead and get it all screwed back together, and we'll take a final look at this. All right, guys, check it out. Mic's all back together. I was even able to put the battery. I just didn't have any batteries in it because I don't want it just be in there waiting to corrode. They're not connected to anything now, but put the battery case back in them, cover back on, all the screws back in. I mean, if you just took a quick glance at this, you wouldn't be able to tell there's any modifications all to it until you look right back there, and there you go. There's my new USB power. And if you take it and just get you a USB cord, just a micro USB, and make sure I plug it in the right way. I always have a hard time with this. Oh, which way? Oh, there. Plug her in. Look, there you go, and now we have ta-da, power. Now it is about probably a volt down from what it was originally. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all. I figure if anything, might have to turn up the gain a notch or two, but I seriously don't think it's going to make any difference at all in the audio quality or the way it functions. The only thing it's going to do is keep me from wasting a bunch of AA batteries. Anyway, I'm anxious to get this back on the radio, get back out there doing some QSLs, and not worrying about turning that switch off anymore. Hopefully this will help you out. It's just a little idea I came up with. Obviously there's different routes you could have done with this. You could have definitely found the 6-volt power supply and put you a plug in the back, or drilled a hole and put a plug and wired it in with that. Could have put some rechargeable batteries in there, but to me that's not much better than honestly than the other batteries, because if you forget and leave it on, then you go to talk, you still got dead batteries. What are you gonna have, 2 sets of rechargeable? I mean, no. And cheap wise, this conversion was under like $10. I mean, really all I needed was the little USB, micro USB boards, and I had plenty of micro USB cables laying around, needless to say, and I used my little Dremel tool to trim it out, and one screw, not a hard one to do. And you know what, this thing's dirty. I think I need to do a little cleaning on her while I'm sitting here. But anyway, hopefully this gives somebody else some wheels thinking, for these desk mics. As far as I know, some of them are powered by the radio, and but the ones that aren't, that you have to do batteries on, this is definitely the way to go. Unfortunately, some of them use 9-volt, but they might get by with 5 or 6 volts. I don't know what their specs are on as far as voltage range. But anyway, I'm rambling on now. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Guys, have a great day. This is the Electron Man, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, and hit that little bell so you can get these little tips like this.